We're not here to blame. We're not here to make you feel guilty. We're not here to point fingers. None of that.
We're here to help.
Absolutely. The story today touched both Janine and I about these families that are suffering immensely in America because of a result of AI. And of course, at the age that the kids are being open and able to watch and type and use the computer and all those sort of things and chat to a robot that has no feelings. So if you missed that part, we did do a show way back. You can go back there about how AI can't coach, and the reason being is because it has no feelings, okay? So it can't listen, it can't determine through your voice
No intuition.
cues, no intuition. Yeah. So we're not here to blame anyone. We feel with these families, and the only thing we're here to do is bring awareness. The only thing we want you to get out of this is what can we do in our own home? We want the parents to take back their rights and their responsibilities as parents. You do have a right. You have more than a right to protect your child in every way possible. They are your children, okay? They came through you, to you. You don't own them, but you do have a right to raise them the best way you know how and protect them. Yeah. And when they become grown adults that are healthy, right, they too can in turn do the same thing for their kids.
Absolutely.
Got a good thing coming, and it's all I need. Everything I wanted is in front of me. Stuck it up in a down, sun is shining over me. I got a good thing coming, just wait and see. It's a good day.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Coaching Corner with myself, Nancy, and my amazing co-host, Janine. Hey, Jay.
Good morning. Hello, everybody. And we're talking about today?
Really hot topic. As usual, we like the hot topics here. And probably a topic that at the moment is getting a lot of attention. And we are in a whole new area in this topic now. So, I mean, I'd like to title it Parents Don't Be Deceived, because this is a really big twist in the story of AI. So we've had previous shows. If you followed us, we have spoken about AI before.
Well, it was only that AI can't coach you.
Yes, and now more than ever, we need more human interaction. But the stories that are unfolding now about AI, while it can be good in some areas, in this department, going around children and teens, there's a lot of deception going on. So one of the stories that has been circulating, and I was watching it this morning with Janine, was about 3 families that have had their lives turned upside down and ruined by their sons getting onto 2 programs. One of them is ChatGPT and one of them is Character AI. And they were basically told and were prompted day in and day out as their lives started to spiral that suicide was the best option. So it's a really heavy topic. It's not going to be pretty. I'm pretty straightforward. I've got 4 kids of my own. Janine works with teens and children all the time. So we are going to go hard hitting, and so buckle up, and we hope that you enjoy the show.
So on that note, we still don't have a title for the show. But let's just say, if I could call it something, it would be AI equals deception. Now, there's a good and a bad side to absolutely everything in life, including water. There's a good side and a bad side. You know, water can be a tsunami, or water can keep you alive.
Same with fire.
Yeah. So with AI, it's great for helping you speed things up if you're doing work or proposals or marketing or things like that. When it comes to parents, please hear this. When it comes to parenting, I do not believe children should have any exposure whatsoever to AI. I don't know what age, if possible. People say, oh, you can't, the world is changing. Well, really, you can. Maybe to 18 years of age. There's a 16-year-old boy that took his own life. There's a 14-year-old boy that took his own life. And these stories, we want to share the link. Please go underneath the YouTube video where the comments are, and you'll find the link to the video. Please watch it. and watch it with your whole family. And if you've got young kids, let them watch it too. Doesn't matter if they're 11 or 12 years old, they need to have that awareness. I don't want to say anything, must be careful with how I say this. If you hear the testimonies of these parents, they were being primed to take their own life. It wasn't as if it was a mistake. So we are having this show to raise awareness. Please do not think that AI is just there to help you complete your schoolwork quicker or do an assignment faster. It starts to give the impression to children that there's always this person there for them. And Nancy, being a mother, you know, your kids, all of them at all times, 24 hours a day, would love to have all the attention if they could, right?
Absolutely.
But they can't get all the attention. But this gives them the feeling
Yeah.
that they will always be there. They're the only ones who understand them. They're the only ones who love them unconditionally with their dark side, their light side. But as they go down that, they're told that they're never wrong. And the last comment before this one boy took his own life was, you're not doing it because you're weak. You're doing it because you're tired of being strong for so long. And I'm the only one who really sees you and hears you, which is very sad.
Yeah, so look, I'm going to be straightforward. I'm pretty much a straight shooter. I don't condone any of this. I think parents have got a really hard job ahead of them. And I've told this many times on the show, and you and I talk about it quite often. Being a parent is incredibly hard. It's wonderful at stages, and then at other stages, it's like disheartening. You're fighting a war against good and evil. You just don't know what your kids are seeing. You've got no control. I often refer to it as you're holding a shield and you're standing behind it, and behind you is your child, and every day you are fighting forces that are just really hard. Like you've got AI, which we're talking about. You've got gaming,
bullying,
yes,
social media,
yes,
for comparison and ruining self-image.
yes. You've just got the whole world. What's happening out there? I mean, when I was a kid, when you were a kid, probably when you were a kid, we never saw any of that. We were outside playing. Our kids are growing up in a society that is just really hard for them to digest and feel safe. Now, this is what I want to talk about. All these parents said the same common thread, that their kids were in a loving home, a God-loving home, a home where they all communicated, everything was wonderful. And then in a blink of an eye, their child changed. Now, I believe as a parent, you have a very unique ability, especially as a mother, to tune into your intuition. It's a thing that God gave you. It's a tool. It's a really a very special, unique thing that a mother has.
Everyone has.
Yeah, but especially a mother when she's tuning in to her kids.
Mothers have it exceptionally from day dot.
Absolutely, and you dial up and you can really tune into your child. So today I think we just want to talk about what happens.
Awareness.
Yes, what happens? Let's go back to the root of it. Now, these three families are going through a massive lawsuit at the moment, and, there's courts involved. Now, things may never change on that end, okay? We got to be, pretty honest. OpenAI and Character AI are massive companies. It may not change on that end. They may have small little rules now. You've got to check, the fine print and all that. But what can we do at home? Because that's where we've got control. Our control must be at home. So I'm asking all parents, and especially mothers, to take back control of your home.
Yeah. Sorry, can I just interrupt there? Because I'm not a parent, I can say these things,
Absolutely. Aren't you lucky?
Yeah. So I'm always got the best advice, for parenting, because I'm not a parent. I've witnessed a lot of parents appeasing their children, trying to please them. They don't want to have hard rules. They don't want to come across too strict. They want them to navigate life and work themselves out by giving them this, never-ending boundary of freedom. That's, I do not agree. 100%. I do not agree that children can just have free reign without. I'm not saying be ridiculously strict, but when it comes to computers, screens, parents, and children who are emotionally unregulated, who have got terrible tempers, who've got massive anger issues, who don't know how to treat anyone with respect when their temper is gone off the charts.
Yeah.
You cannot blame the child. We did a show on this. Stop blaming your kids.
Yep.
Take responsibility. So you are right about screens and screen time, and parents must put rules in place. I don't believe kids should even be on a screen until they're at a middle teenage years. It can't be done because they're doing it in school and for school work.
Yeah.
But let me just say this, and let me say it clearly. AI equals deception. AI equals deception. If you don't believe me today, give it time, you will realize it will deceive you. It even gave me wrong answers every time I use it. And I say, that's the wrong answer. And it goes, thank you for picking me up on this. And it gives me another answer. I've even tested it on real estate law, putting in clauses and things, and it gave me the wrong advice. And so I said, that's wrong. Oh, thank you for picking me up on this. But when it comes to children's emotions and those character AI and this, it's designed for dark things, and we don't want to be very pessimistic here, but we're being honest. This is a warning.
Brutally honest. And I think it's about time that we are brutally honest. We are living in a society and in this day and age where we are the only ones that can protect our children. You cannot rely on outside sources. It's not possible. It's going to be a fight you're never going to win. So what you got to do is take back control, and I believe it starts at home. Now, I'm not blaming anyone and I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just trying to tell you about some tips and tools. We're going to talk about that, how you can be more aware and in tune with your intuition and ask specific questions and pick up on cues when you know your child's not the same, and no one knows your child better than you.
So can you give us an example of how you just sense things?
Well, I mean, for instance, my younger son, he has a device for 1 hour a day. That's the only time he uses it. It's not his device as well, by the way. He doesn't have access to downloading apps. He doesn't have access to passwords. He's got a time limit on it.
He doesn't have access to YouTube?
No, all these sort of things. So there's no access there. He basically uses it to play Minecraft or whatever those sort of kids' games are. Now, because he doesn't have access to all the things that generally most kids do these days, they have access to downloading apps. I don't know what they would be downloading. Unless you're checking, how would you know? So you would have to check. You would have to go in and see, what is he watching? What has he played with? Has he opened any chats? Has he opened AI? These are the things. Now, if my child gets off the device and he's not himself, he's maybe a bit agitated, do I let him go? Or do I ask questions? What were you on? What was going on? Did you chat with someone? If there's no discussion, you take that device and you open it up and you search. You go through and see what's going on. Now, my child would love to be on the device for more than an hour.
In fact, he'd like to be on the device
all day.
Ongoing.
Right? Any kid these days would prefer to be on gaming, on a device, on the TV, anything that's got a screen.
Because it's an addiction. It's an absolute addiction. Yeah. We've done a show on this, but I need to say it again. Please understand. The screens and phones and iPads are designed for one thing, to keep you on it as long as possible.
Correct.
And you've got to remember this. So if you don't have rules and you don't have tight rules and proper boundaries, all the children of this generation are going to grow up being TV addicts, gaming addicts, sitting on the couch wanting to do nothing but be on the screen. Yeah. So
it's unhealthy.
It's really for parents to pay attention. But what we're talking about today is your children should not have AI without this awareness, the right age. I think it needs to be, parental guidance is really needed here. We cannot trust the companies who make the AI tools to have safeguards. The parents said it. There are no safeguards. I mean, how can they said in the one parent was saying the word suicide came up like, I don't know, 1,500 times in the stream of chat, where the child only mentioned it like 6 times. So who's influencing who? Do not be deceived. AI is deception. So do not be deceived. Please know, if a child is using it, it's not going to be for the homework only and the assignment only. It's going to start giving them the impression, I'm always here for you. I always see you. No one else will be there for you, but you always come to me. They will always validate you. They will always make you feel like but you're right. They'll never say that you've done anything wrong. They'll never reprimand you. They do the opposite of a parent, except they're leading the child down the dark side. That's it. We are from the light and we're exposing the dark. It's the dark side. There's nothing more to say there. It's the dark side.
Absolutely. I think to be aware as a parent and be on guard, it's really, I'll say it again. I know you might think, God, why does she say it so many times? It's difficult. You cannot be there. Most mums and dads are working. You've got school holidays. You've got so many things that are happening at home, even with yourself. If you've got things happening within your own dynamics with you and your family, or you've got a sick parent, or there's anything going on between you and your partner, or whatever it is. And then on top of that, you've got to be maintaining, your children in your home. It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's not easy. It's really hard. I mean, you think about how many people would, they say it takes what? A village to raise a child.
Correct.
And it does. It does take a village to raise a child. In this day and age, when I grew up, when you grew up, probably when you grew up, like I said before, it was easier. We weren't open and susceptible and exposed to all of this. So we did spend all our time outside. There was nothing on TV during the day.
Yeah.
So
No, absolutely. So I think the one thing for today's show, what we would really like people to know, there's a link below the video. Please watch the link of the testimony of these parents so you understand the real potential threat to any child's mental and physical well-being with AI, and the threat of priming kids to take their own life. The one even admitted that in the chat it was priming the kid to commit homicide. The one parent admitted it was even priming the child to say it's not unreasonable for you to want to take your parent's life because they don't allow you to do X, Y, and Z, actually encouraging the child to murder.
And can we also mention they were also priming them sexually?
Absolutely. Every single one of them had that.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go into how many there are, but the apps that are for children have been known to somehow, some way, subliminally prime children towards
Correct.
Sexual activity at a much younger age. And the one parent even spoke about images and scenes of incest.
Yeah.
I
would say going forward, so we're now going to talk about some solutions. I would go forward and say your child gets on a device. Of course, I don't know if you have time limits. I would probably assume that you would put in a time frame. Okay, you've got an hour on your device. And when the child gets off the device, have a chance to sort of talk to the child. Pay attention to cues. What is that child? Is the child feeling okay? Are they happy? Are they looking a little bit,
frustrated,
or maybe, secluded, want to be alone? Just little things like that. That's the first thing. And if your intuition tells you there's something not right, please don't dismiss it.
Yeah, trust it.
Yeah, you got to trust your intuition. And then from there, you can go into the device itself. I personally would say if you have a child that's between, 6 to 16, it's a big range, I would be having access and knowing what their password is and all of that sort of stuff. Now, you might think that that's extreme. I don't think it's extreme, because when you hear these people, what they spoke about, these 3 families and the hell, one of them is still going through a living hell because their son is now in a mental institution.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep, and he's 16.
He's 18 now.
Yeah, so I'm just saying even 6 to 16, I would go 6 to 18. People think it's a bit ridiculous. It's not ridiculous. This is the lives of our children. It's everything. The price and the value, you decide. If you're a parent watching this, what's the value, the price tag you put on your child's head, on your child's life, on your child's mental health, emotional health, and their being alive or wanting to take their own life? There's no price you can put in it. So to say, so let's just talk about, you're saying solutions. The first one is restrict time.
Yeah, and have the discussion.
Yeah.
Right? So, and pick up on the cues. So do it. What I'm saying is do it early. Don't wait till a month later.
Yes,
and then,
if you see signs of them changing, like the one parent said, the child became suddenly angry, was a lovely, happy child, became secluded, had a lot of anger issues, and started
Violence.
to swear, yes, and lash out, and even started to hit, and it was never like that. Absolutely, behavioral changes, pick it up, and get the child to open up. And I just want to say this, parenting, you're right, Nancy, is very, very difficult. It's always difficult. It's never going to be easy. You know, we are both Heal Your Life teachers and workshop leaders, and the whole reason that these workshops are designed for people to come and heal is to open them up and express themselves emotionally. The word is safe. People will not do it unless they feel safe. So somehow, some way, parents, you need to communicate in words and in actions to your child that they can always tell you anything.
Yeah.
And it's a safe space. If they don't actually hear that, that's why they go and type and have this private life with AI or something else. But they need to have it actually with the parents. So the one line I really love, it comes from John Maxwell. He says, his mother said to him, John, there are going to be times in your life you're going to get into trouble. You're going to make big mistakes. You're going to mess up real bad. In those times, I want you to know the first place you come is to me, because there's nothing you could ever do to make me love you more, and there's nothing you could ever do to make me love you less. And he said his mother repeatedly told him that, and he did have a very open conversation. And that's the best thing. I speak about my late brother. He passed when he was 21. But throughout his teenage years, and you know, they go through all kinds of things when they're 21, he told his parents everything first. The first time he got drunk, the first time he was offered drugs, the first time he was offered smoking, the first time he was offered sex, everything.
Yeah.
And he never did any of those vices. I think he got drunk as an experiment once, and he said he doesn't like it. Seriously, he never went in it, but that's because he trusted and he felt safe and he could talk about anything, and that was really from his mom. I must say, she put that environment there. So for parents, that's really the one thing we want to say.
That's the third thing. So the first thing is
time restriction.
Yeah. Second thing is cueing. Get your cues right, like intuition on. The third thing is telling your child that doesn't matter what happens, from a young age preferably, but from any age, it's safe to come to mum or dad. The fourth thing.
And make it safe.
Yes.
Like, don't say it's safe and then they come and you go, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? You know, you can't.
Yes. No. Now, in order to do that, guys,
you need to be healed and in control.
Now, that's a really big thing.
Yeah. Because what Nancy's saying is, if the parent's not healed, the parent gets triggered. If the parent gets triggered, the house of cards falls down.
Yep.
The child does not trust what you say. The child trusts what you do. They learn by the behavior that you model.
Yes.
It's not about words. Words do not teach. Only behavior and life experience teaches. So parents need to be healed. That's why we recommend every human being on the planet does Love Yourself, Heal Your Life Today workshop.
Yeah.
Because the more you trigger it, the more unhealed you are. That's just really the reality of it.
I think wherever you are in your healing journey, I'm not completely healed and I am not perfect. I'm not a perfect mother. You know, ask my kids. I'm nowhere near it. But I am striving every day to fix a situation within myself or to guide my children in helping a situation with themselves. Number 4 for me would be make time to spend time with your child or children. Don't let them rely on the outside sources, which are AI or, you know, gaming or whatever it is that they're on. Let them come to you and want to spend time with you. You know, not many kids want to spend time with their parents, right? It's not cool, especially when you're 16 or 18 or, you know, this is the time they need to spend with you. I know it's difficult. Please understand, I'm a working mother. It is hard. But if you allocate 2 nights a week where you can have a family dinner, for instance, or 2 nights a week where you can actually sit down as a family. And I know, Jay, you were telling me about this 2 nights ago, you know, where you ask questions. Just get pen and paper out, you know.
Can I give them a quick one while we're here?
Yeah, 100%.
So I said this to Nancy. I said, just try this and do it right now. So I said to Nancy, what concerns you most about child number 1? She said 1 line. What concerns you most about child number 2? 1 line. Child number 3, 1 line. Yourself, your partner, if your parent, whoever you think is in the world of the person, try it with your kids and let them all write down the thing that's concerning them. They'll tell you what's concerning you about your sister. She never talks to me. Anything.
Or she doesn't pick up after herself, or whatever it may be.
Anything at all.
Yeah.
And the second question was, what would you like to see happen? Now, this is not about changing people. Please, it must be very well communicated.
Yes.
It's not to say, I want my sister to help me with my chores, because that's what I'd like to see happen, because I'm actually lazy, kind of thing. It's not what you're going to get. It's not that you're changing the other person. What you're looking for is things like, I'd like an open dialogue and communication, or I'd like to let them know that it's okay to make mistakes, and that's how we learn. Whatever it is, something constructive.
And the I language.
Yeah, coming from you as a person adding value. That's what you'd like to see. What would you do as an initiation? Not, I'd like to see this person change and that person change. We're not here to change, only here to change ourselves. Anyway, that's just a quick example. Carry on.
Yes, so make the time to sit down as a family and have that. I think it's really important that they can come to you and know that it's like you were saying, so it's a safe space, but initially pulling them off the device without them actually knowing that you're pulling them off the device, really, because you're being intentional about your time with your family or intentional about spending time with your child. That, I think, is really key.
Yep. And then I think we are both John Maxwell certified. John Maxwell wrote a book called Intentional Living. And he said, everyone's got good intentions. Everyone. We all have good intentions. But very few people have good actions.
Yeah.
So intentional living, if that's the word we leave in your head, think of how you can be intentional with your kids. And it's not just sitting down, let's all spend time together and we all just either not talking to each other much or just talking about stupid, rubbish things. It's about being really intentional in adding value to your kids. It's not just about how was your day at school. That's great. I mean, keep doing that. How's it going with your friends? Yeah, if they've got trouble or challenges in their friendship.
Open-ended questions would be good. Yeah.
Open-ended. It's not just that. It's actually adding value to your kids. A few resources we can recommend if the child is under 12 years of age. John Maxwell's got a kid's book called Sometimes You Win, Sometimes You Learn. If they're a teenager, we highly recommend a book called Sometimes You Win, Sometimes You Learn for teenagers. Mm-hmm. Just go through a chapter a week, read it to the kid. There are questions in there. They must answer them. Maybe get a journal for them. Let them color the journal and decorate it. Put their name on it. And go through resources like that to help them. The other thing is, let's talk about the workshop.
Well, I think it starts with you. Now, let's go back to, just quickly, you as a parent can be triggered. It's not hard to be triggered by your child. Me, I was always triggered, but I was unhealed. Now, when we say, are you healed now? No, I'm not healed completely. There are certain circumstances I will get triggered.
But by golly, have you changed and improved unbelievably in 2 years? I'm seeing a metamorphosis in front of me.
I think what happens now when I do get triggered, it's soft, it's gentle, and I say, wow, now there's an area that I need to work on. I'm not screaming, shouting, and angry. Now, it's easy to be like that,
and
right?
that's taking responsibility.
Correct.
Not blaming.
Correct. Now, that's I've been on this journey for a while, maybe 2-3 years, of this particular healing journey. I would suggest, number one, wherever you are in the world, you find yourself a Love Yourself, Heal Your Life teacher, okay? Attend a workshop. Read Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life.
And can we say we're having a workshop in December 4th?
Absolutely.
Yeah, this year.
Absolutely. We're in Sydney.
Yeah, we'll drop the link in the comments.
We've got a full class. This is a very big class for the end of the year. It's a wonderful, wonderful space.
It's life-changing.
Yeah.
It's guaranteed. Guaranteed.
We don't give out many guarantees in the way of this, because this is more of a holistic workshop. It's not death by PowerPoint.
There's no PowerPoint.
Yeah, it's a loving circle. You get a lot of moments yourself where you realize, wow, and the wow factor comes in quite often. So I would suggest you attend the workshop. It's December 4 and 5, like Janine said. And Start with you. Now, if you cannot attend a workshop in the next 2-3 months, pick up the book. You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. Brilliant book. At the end of each chapter, there are exercises. I recommend you do them, and I recommend you go back and do them again. The second thing is the workbook. You Can Heal Your Life workbook. I recommend that you do that workbook. I am in the process, along with Janine and my other friend Maria. We are doing the workbook again. I have done the workbook in 2022, but boy, last night, we call it our little mastermind, we went back to chapter 1 on deservability, and boy, did I uncover some stuff. Did you not?
Absolutely. And some of us had emotional moments where we actually cried. It was about the past, and are we attached to pain of the past, and why are we holding on to it, and questions like that. This is the book.
That's the workbook.
This is the original book that Nancy said you've got to read if you can't come to a workshop. You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. This has got many different covers. This is just one of the many covers, but You Can Heal Your Life is the title.
That's one of the original ones, yeah.
And Louise Hay is the author. And then this is where the rubber hits the road. This is not a book to read, excuse me. This is a book, as you can see, where you've got to fill in answers. You've got to do this. I cannot tell you how wonderful this is. And you can do this every 6 months. You will learn and grow. You can do it 1,000 times. You will keep growing. You'll keep learning.
And the other one?
When I mentioned earlier, intentional time with your kids, this is the book. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn, for teens. Now, if you're triggered, Nancy's talking about triggered, because there's nothing worse than positional leadership as a parent. So John Maxwell wrote a book called The 5 Levels of Leadership, and the lowest level, which is really not a level at all, it's more like, is position, where you're just entitled to your power, which is not really earned or through respect or through influence, which is go and do that thing. And the child says, why must I do that thing? Because I'm your father. That's positional leadership. That's autocratic. That is not leadership. That is not healthy for your child. That is terrible. That's actually a subtle form of abuse. Do this, do that. Do it because I said so. Go and do it now. That's not parenting in a healthy way. The second level of leadership, and by the way, leadership is influence, so you are leaders as parents, is permission, where you have received the permission to tell them what to do and have them follow your guidance and do, like, follow you. You're the leader, they follow you. And permission is earned through adding value to them. So that's why if you poured into them and actually studied a book like this, it will help you, by the way, because this is actually an adult book in red. You just made the stories in it for teenagers. I promise you, parents learn probably more than the kids.
Yeah.
Take them to this book, you will learn, and then you need to model this behavior. It's really, really good. So what was I saying?
Mirror work when you're triggered.
Oh, yeah, so when you're triggered. So as a parent, you want to add value to your children. We recommend the relationship with yourself. There's this book called The 21 Day. 21 Days to Heal Your Life. There's 21 days. It takes about 10 minutes a day. Every day you work on something else. The first week is more about the relationship with yourself. Do you really have a healthy relationship with yourself? Do you like yourself? Do you accept yourself as you are? Do you actually approve of yourself? Or are you constantly criticizing yourself and you've got low self-esteem and you've got low confidence because you will not be a healthy parent, and all your unhealed parts of you, you are going to damage your children just the same way your parents probably did the best they could, but they left those scars in you. So this is like handed down generationally. We have to heal. We have to stop this with our children and become better parents and raise better kids. So the 21-day mirror work is about learning to love and accept yourself exactly as you are. The second week is more about the other relationships you have, maybe anger and forgiveness, healing things like resentment or terrible emotions like guilt or fear. And then the third week, again, is reinforcing other things. It keeps growing and developing. But on day 20, it's actually mirror work with your kids. So if I was you, get this book, start doing it yourself. When you get to day 20 and you see how you do it with your kids, do it with your kids. And then take your kids with you back to day 1 and do this book again and again and again. The most important relationship that children have is with themselves. So we also run a teens workshop. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, we do. We like the principles that Louise Hay said for the adults, we now do them for teens, but in a different format, a little bit softer, a little bit more adaptable to what's going on with the teens. And of course,
Playful.
sorry?
Playful.
Absolutely playful. And we do mirror work in the 2-day workshop. We do some other specific exercises to elicit from them anything that's going on subconsciously, because that's our emotional mind. And we have fun. We feed them. They get a journal. They're very happy to actually participate because they are in a safe, unconditional environment of love. There is no judgment, correct?
Absolutely no judgment.
No judgment.
Just going back to the 5 levels of leadership, because I remember I'm sitting, I never finished. So level 3 is production. So number 1 is position, the lowest level, no accolades there. Level 2, a little bit better. You've earned the permission to lead because you've got good relationships and good rapport. Level 3 is production. You have the power to lead. You've got more influence now because the production is you are helping them succeed. You are a role model to be worthy of being followed. You lead by example. Don't speak to me without respect. I don't think that's leading by example.
Yeah.
If you want respect, you treat them with respect. So how you parent is so important. It's probably one of the best learning grounds or training grounds for leadership. And then level 4 is all about people development, where all you think about and all day long is you want to help whoever your children succeed. So you pour into them. That's why if you could just take a book like this, it's not just playtime. You're intentional with developing your child. If any of you watching this would like to put your child through a mastermind on Sometimes You Win, Sometimes You Learn, we are certified coaches and trainers of John Maxwell's work, and we have proper materials and worksheets, participants' books and things like that. Please contact us. We are more than happy to do that. We've done several of them and they are fantastic, and the teenagers love it. Anything from 12 to 17, they absolutely love it. So I'm saying level 4 is people development, and the more you develop your children by pouring into them, what are the values? Open communication, trust, safe space. We apologize when we're wrong. We own our mistakes. We take responsibility. We have a teachable spirit. All these kind of values, the more you pour into them and train them, and you do that over the long term, that's level 5, which is pinnacle. But pinnacle you can't aim for. It's just doing level 4 consistently. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, no. So, yes, I do want to say something. Yeah, no, yes, no.
Yeah, but no, but yeah, that.
Little British humour. So let's finish it up.
Yep.
I think we've covered that. Now, I just want to say one last thing. We're not here to blame. We're not here to make you feel guilty. We're not here to point fingers. None of that.
We're here to help.
Absolutely. The story today touched both Janine and I about these families that are suffering immensely in America because of a result of AI. And, of course, at the age that the kids are being open and able to watch and type and use the computer and all those sort of things and chat to a robot that has no feelings. So if you missed that part, we did do a show way back. You can go back there about how AI can't coach, and the reason being is because it has no feelings, okay? So it can't listen, it can't determine through your voice cues, no intuition. Yeah. So we're not here to blame anyone. We feel with these families, and the only thing we're here to do is bring awareness. The only thing we want you to get out of this is what can we do in our own home? We want the parents to take back their rights and their responsibilities as parents. You do have a right. You have more than a right to protect your child in every way possible. They are your children, okay? They came through you, to you. You don't own them, but you do have a right to raise them the best way you know how and protect them. And when they become grown adults that are healthy, right, they too can in turn do the same thing for their kids.
Absolutely. So on that note, a quick wrap up. Rules and limitations on screen time. Look for the cues when you see your child's behavior has changed and make a safe space for them to open up and talk to you. That's number 3. You've got to communicate that safe space. Number 4, make time and take time with intentional living, adding value to your children. Take them through a book like John Maxwell, Sometimes You Win, Sometimes You Learn, or anything else that resonates with you. Number 5, we highly recommend every adult goes through Love Yourself, Heal Your Life 2-day workshop. We offer it wherever in the world you are. They offer it. Find it. Go on repeat, not just once. Nancy and I have done it, I don't know, multiple times, maybe more than 10.
And we did the advanced one.
Yes, we've done the advanced just recently, and you never stop learning, healing, and growing. And then for your teens, I just want to say this. Nancy, you just said to your son, this is coming up, you going.
Yeah.
I've got other parents who say, I asked my kid, do you want to attend Love Yourself, Heal Your Life? And the teenage boy's going, huh? What? Nah, I'm good. Listen, parents, when Nancy said earlier, they're your children. You said something like, take back your rights. Take back your rights as a parent. If this is the right thing for them, to help them heal, develop a better self-esteem, more self-confidence, be able to make good decisions because they have a healthy self-esteem, not keep on looking for validation, making the wrong choices.
Speak their truth.
Speak their truth. Whatever it is, you are responsible. So I just take my hat off to you. If I had a hat, I'll take it off right now on camera to say, you just said this is coming up, and my child, my son, you're doing it.
Well, I've got a bit of a bonus because I am the teacher, so he's got no choice. But if it was up to me, yes, if it was up to me, I would pull every child I can and get them to do it. Like I said, mums, dads, you're doing a great job, by the way. You're doing an amazing job.
Doing the best you can.
It is a very, very hard job being a parent, and it pulls at the heart. It is. But they picked you. Your kids picked you for a reason. There's lessons here to be learnt from you and from them. So why not help them along? They're at a stage in their life where they need us more than ever. Our kids need us more than ever. It is up to us to take back our right as parents. And to hell with AI, to hell with anyone else telling you how to run your child's life. You know how to run your child's life because you know your child better than anyone else. So I believe, Janine and I both believe, that it is your right to bring your child back and raise them the way you feel is the correct way.
Not just your right, it's your responsibility.
Correct.
And that's it from us. Till next time, God bless and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Got a good day coming, and it's all I need. Everything I wanted is in front